Good afternoon and welcome to this podcast. This time with me where we're gonna be discussing what smart contracts. What are they? So I want to welcome you to Equip, Empower, and Encourage with Chad Allen. And today is a very special presentation about smart contracts that I believe is going to help you understand why the, they are important and why they are the future. So, without further ado, you can definitely support me by going to my webpage at prosperwithchad.com. That's prosperwithchad.com. You can also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Facebook, LinkedIn as well, and share it with your friends and family or any podcast that you are listening to. I am there. So, without further ado, let's talk about those smart contracts because it's very, very important that we get an understanding of what they are and why they are so important. Okay, so let's start with the definition of what a smart contract is. Okay, a smart contract is a self executing contract with terms between buyer and seller directly written into lines of code. Once completed, the transactions are trackable, they are reversible, and smart contracts permit trusted transactions and agreements to be carried out among disparate anonymous parties without the need for a central authority, legal system, or an external enforcement mechanism. So, what does that mean? So, all that means is that smart contracts are secure contracts registered on a blockchain. So, secure contract means both sides of the transaction are complete, they are irreversible, they are trackable, and they are locked in. So the goods that are being sold and the price being paid is already allocated and allotted and will be there at the end of the contract. So that is why an enforcement mechanism and a legal system is not necessary to enforce the smart contract terms. So, what does it mean to be locked in? So, locked in means that if you wanted to sell something and set up a smart contract, you would have to have the goods for sale recorded, plus you would have to have the buyer and the amount owed secured and already accounted for. So once that is completed, you can set up a smart contract on a blockchain, which is immutable. So what does immutable mean? It means unhackable. So smart contracts can represent all kinds of agreements and also solid, profitable asset classes that pay weekly and monthly rewards. See, asset classes such as fintech, real estate, renewables, metaverse, nutraceuticals, and gaming exist in smart contracts. So the bottom line is this: smart contracts are code written into a blockchain that executes the terms of an agreement or contract from outside the chain. It automates the actions that would otherwise be completed by the parties in the agreement, which removes the need for both parties to trust each other. So, why am I talking about smart contracts? Because when I look around the world of Western finance, all I see personally is troubled waters everywhere I look. Now, can anyone listening to me right now be comfortable that the Western banking system will be there when they want their money back from the bank or the other whatever financial institution there? For instance, this is just some of the areas of concern. Okay, so let's read down these. Okay, U.S. debt is $32 trillion plus and growing, and it cannot be paid back. All right, there's 172 trillion plus of unfunded liabilities and growing, and guess what? It can't be paid back. Commercial real estate prices in most areas are down 30 to 50% nationwide. And guess what? Consumer credit card balances hit over $1 trillion in this past August for the very first time ever. And car loan delinquencies, you know how high those car loans can get. Guess what? They are on a steep rise. Those car loan delinquencies, bank deposits, they're plummeting. They are. It's going down. Banks are all sitting with low interest rate long term bonds at 1 to 2% rates worth 50 to 60% or 50 to 60 cents on the dollar right now, with rates currently at 7% and rising. So, how do they even cover their withdrawals when their assets are down 50 to 60% in price? You see, FDIC insurance has $25 billion on hand at any one time, insuring $8 trillion of insured bank deposits. Mind boggling. And Fitch, as you know, recently downgrades the US debt from a triple A to a double A plus. You see, the US government is currently escalating their bond selling to its highest level ever and continually increasing our debt. The government is spending 6 to 7 trillion a year, collecting 3 to 4 trillion a year in taxes. Now, let me read that again. The U.S. government is spending 6 to 7 trillion a year, but only collecting 3 to 4 trillion a year in taxes. So the U.S. debt to GDP ratio is about 120% debt to GDP. That, my friends, is a banana republic sheet. There's no way around it. It's a banana republic sheet. So, these are just some of the problems that we are currently facing as a nation. The problems, these problems now, they go much deeper than what I just mentioned to you. And when this debt catastrophe finally hits us, and soon it will, you really want your money sitting in some bank that does not open someday soon, or in some $100, $200 stocks with no profits. You see, or do you think, like I do, and feel that a smart contract that is predetermined and irreversible, that is backed by a paid, undervalued asset class, that is professionally managed and the value is being raised, 5, 10, 15 times and sold for a substantial profit, a better form of an asset protection? See, that is the question I asked myself when I began researching additional asset classes beside physical gold and silver. See, I wanted an asset class that would hold value and could pay me well, but let me sleep well, knowing my investment was out of the fragile banking system and locked, in code and is irreversible. You see, I am very worried about what is going on financially in the U.S. Being a prudent person that I am, I wanted at least a little investment diversification. See, that is what led me eventually to find smart contracts. See, I was impressed enough with smart contracts, the way they are structured, to find this a very attractive addition asset class for my family's financial protection plan. See, in closing, I have put a short link below on smart contracts. It's a short article and video. So after your viewing, if you would like to learn more about smart contracts and how you can access strong access classes like I just mentioned earlier to take advantage of weekly and monthly payback rewards, please get in touch with me and I will get you some more information for review. Okay? So I want to say thank you so much for your time and for listening. And I want to say goodbye for now and enjoy the link that I have provided for you. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And thank you for being on with me.